Hey, who's around? Is anybody ready? See who jumps on tonight. How's everybody doing? Hey Mel, how are you, sweetie? Carly, Miranda, Luce. Hi. Hey Jen. Big day tomorrow. Or is it when? Which day are we having our session, Jen? I know it's one day this week, which is great. I'm looking forward to it. Hey Jackson, Beto, hi, Jody, Yellow Wolf. Just let some people jump on. How's everybody doing? Hi. So how is everybody feeling today? I'm doing good. I am. Yep, Thursday. I'm looking forward to it too. It's going to be good. Like I said, you better have your pen and paper ready because we have a lot of stuff to do in a very short period of time. In a very short period of time. Nadia, hey. Good, you're out there. I like that. We are out there thriving. I guess you really took that live last night to heart. Didn't you? I am getting ready to actually upload that to the YouTube channel. So you guys will be able to grab onto it. Hey, Miriam. So I'm just confused, but what are you confused about? You're the only one that makes yourself confused. You already have the answer, Jacqueline. Interesting. You know, last night, Jacqueline, I think I'll pick on you first. No, I did not, Ash, but I will look at it. The good thing, Ash, okay. Good, I'm glad you got a sketch pad and you are designing. I can't wait to see some of your work. Jack, I think I'm going to pick on you a little bit. Confused but trying. Is that what you had said? In reality, if you really think about it and you really look at it, let's talk truth because I'm all about truth. And I'm going to do this very carefully, especially with you. Because I know I can have a fairly strong energy and I can be a little overpowering at times because I want so desperately for people to find their way and realize it's not as hard as you make it. Moss, you're going to have to hold that question or write the question so you don't forget it because I'm working on Jack right now. Okay, I got you. And I don't want to lose my train of thought because I'll lose my train of thought as I'm tapping into you. But I know that some people you have to take the change or the shift slowly. And it is time to shift and you know it. It is time for you to make certain moves and decisions and you know it. And the way I have to explain it best, Jackie, is it is okay to let go. It is okay. And I think you'll find that you need to right now. And that's okay too. And notice how calmly I'm saying it to you. It's because it's okay and it's going to be okay. And everything has come full circle for you. And you know that you have to for you and that it makes sense. So I know at times that things can be confusing or can seem confusing, but it's because we make it more confusing than it needs to be. You know, if you actually step back and take a breath and do whatever it is that can calm your spirit and makes you look at something and be like, you know what, it isn't so bad. And look at the truth. So I think for you, what you're going to need to do is you are going to have to make a list. You're going to have to do pros and cons. You're going to have to put it and lay it out all in front of you, Jackie, so it's easy for you to see. Okay? Because it's time, and I'm telling you it's time. But you are the only one that can see it for what it is and choose to make the decision. So these little deaths, and it feels like it's little deaths that you keep suffering. It's almost like you're pulling the sword into you. You're pulling the dagger down. But you're missing your heart, which is a good thing, because you really don't want to die. You really don't want to go down in flames. And notice when I say those two words, I'm figuratively speaking, guys. She's not suicidal. So don't ever anybody take it that way. But it's like you're pulling it onto yourself and you're martyring and you're choosing to do this. You have to actually sit and realize you are worth being taken care of. You are worth being loved. You don't have to be in control, and you are not responsible for everything. And maybe it's time that you made the decision that you know that you do come first and you deserve to be happy. And I'm not sure if you're still on here because you're not commenting on anything. You will find that as soon as you come to that truth and you allow it out, it's going to be like setting yourself free. But it's actually going to be setting yourself free emotionally. And I know it's going to sound weird. You're going to, emotionally and sensually. Okay? When you start speaking your truth and opening up and not holding yourself back, you're actually going to come into your own again. And there's such a huge like dam waiting to be broken on a sexual level. And sensuality, not and you know, let's face it, yeah, and a little bit of sex. Okay, so let's put it out there as it is, but on a different level. Okay, really actually getting it is what you want and what you need, not being afraid to ask for things, and actually being able to get to the point where it is occurring in the situation and space and with who you want it to. So I'm not sure if that makes sense to you. So it's like you have to finally decide to make this decision and rise above and move forward in your life, and you need to let go. And you already, the funniest thing is you've already made the decisions, but you just have a problem letting go and moving forward and asking for things because you feel bad, but you don't have anything to feel bad about. You're not doing anything wrong, if that makes sense to you. So you have to, it's just like I see you just like this, shaking your head. You have to balance your energy and break free from it. You know what you need to do, make the decision. And you know what I'm talking about. I know you know what I'm talking about. Because you'll be able to breathe again. You'll feel at peace again. All right, Yellow Wolf, this is not a truth. It depends who you're having sex with, Yellow Wolf. You know that, okay? And then you're going to actually be, once you make the decision, you actually are going to be illuminated. And you're actually going to have risen a level. Remember when I said yesterday during the live about bringing, embodying the Phoenix, that number 53, which is helping you make the decisions that are most productive for you, being able to look at things right now and seeing them for what they are and giving yourself the opportunity to make the decision. So I'm speaking so calmly with you because I know you need to take baby steps. You need it to go easy. It doesn't have to be a huge drastic change. You can take the measures you need to make sure that you know it's the right thing for you to do. Hey mama, but all in all, you know the path that you have to take. And I'm telling you, I can't even address that, Yellow Wolf, because I'll probably get myself in trouble. But to me, if you're close to somebody, okay, and everybody's been in quarantine and you're close to them and everybody knows that they haven't been anywhere and they haven't gotten sick in how many days, you could just agree, if you like the person enough, to quarantine a little bit together, if that makes sense to you. Because, you have to understand something. Just like I told my son Dominic yesterday, because I talked to him yesterday. And I said, Dominic, you have other friends and everybody's been quarantining. And you know who's sick and you know who's not sick. If nobody else is going anywhere, you can kind of, I know you're not complaining. But it's all in how you look at it. And I guess what kind of box you're going to keep yourself in. Because there's ways to stay quarantined and stay safe, as long as you're being smart about it, And it's all getting to the point where we need to. But Jackie, does that make sense to you? Because at the end of this, did it make sense to you what I was saying? Because I know a lot of people may not understand, and I'll only say certain things because this is for you. It's actually, it's your life, it's your feelings, it's your path. But in what I said, Jackie, did that make sense to you? And at the end, it's not even, when I say you're illuminated, it's like you're finally going to be free and feel good about it. You know, like being bathed in crystalline light and water. It's like, it's such an amazing feeling you'll have, and such a huge weight will be lifted off your shoulder. And I have to add, because as I was speaking, it was, you're worth it and you are worth fighting for. Stop making it so damn easy. You are worth more than that. So I hope that that helps you a little bit. I hope it does. Okay. And you know, if you need more help, I'm here. Yeah, but see now, Jack, you already made the choice. You already made the choice. Let's get it straight. Like 3 months ago, 3-4 months ago, you already knew what you had to do. It's going through the process and being brave enough to make that choice. But remember, you have to be like the phoenix. You have to be clever. You have to be smart. And I know the way you want to do it, but you really need to start, because there's no reason for you to be where you're at anymore. And you'll find your way and you'll be okay. Hey, Joe. And Luce, it's more than just knowing your worth, because everybody can know their worth and still be in a situation in their life, whether professionally or personally, where you know that your worth is, and you're strong in that because you know it, but you still take more shit than you should. So you always have your head up and level, but you take more shit than you should, and it's just not right. Oh, on a side note, can we all tell you how happy I am? And I got to add this. It's driving me nuts because I can't train. Driving me up the wall. At the hostel I'm staying at, they do have a hanging bag hanging. And I've asked them, because it's in the garage, can you please make a space for me to go and hit the damn bag? I need to start training again. And they're like, yeah. But there's so much stuff there. I'm like, well, can't we hang the bag somewhere inside so everybody can use it? And there's a place on the roof, and because I've designed like gyms and areas for people to change, then it'll be really cool. On the roof would be a great training place here. So I was talking to them today. So then I was frustrated, and there's this little gym called San Clemente Gym, and it looks amazing. It looks like, you know, that vibe that I like to have. And I actually messaged them today, and I said, because they saw that they were open, but they're opening on a very specific way, okay? Which is great. So I actually may start training people too. So I'll actually be kicking people's asses, which is one of my favorite things to do. But most importantly, I'll be able to train again, because I'm crawling out of my skin. We can't get on the beach. We can't do that. And I'm not somebody who runs on the side of a damn highway or any of that other happy horse shit. I just won't do it. Call me spoiled, but I just won't. And I need to train. So I'm excited about that. So things are opening up a little bit. This is a good thing. Okay. Now, yeah, when you get too good, or a lot of you guys, especially on here, give so much and you don't ask for anything in return. So you have to be refilled. You have to have somebody that refills you, somebody that is your sanctuary, or somebody that gives you the support. That's why this group is so important, because y'all do support each other, which is great. You have a family here, and there is no judgment here. You know, I'm going to call you out on something if I don't think that you're doing something I told you to, and I do it all the time, or I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm told or I'm heard from the other side. But it's all out of love, and because I want the best for you, and everybody on here wants the best for each other, okay? And on a side note, Lucy, you can immediately start changing your big old belly that you say that you're getting if you just adjust what you're eating. Believe it or not, that makes a huge difference. A huge difference. Oh, I have, okay. So, that hits that. Moss, what is your question? And I know I'm loud, but there's an echo in this room. The other place wasn't open that has amazing art on it, but the door was locked. So, I'm in here. They've been doing different things up here, so I'm kind of taking what I can get where I'm at. All right, Moss, lay it on me. Better than you thought, Mossy. Follow your instinct on that. Follow your instinct and push. Push. Where did you find the house? Did you go looking? Where did you find it? Did you do what we had discussed when I talked to you last? Yes, you did. Did you do what I told you to do? Guys, this is awesome, and I'm going to explain to you why. Did you do what I told you to do? Hi, Zoe. Thank you so much. Good. Okay. See, now the thing is I'm so glad because we had that session, and that was like, what, Moss? Annie, what was that? Like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago that we talked and we discussed what you needed to do and where you were supposed to be and not to be afraid of it? No, you didn't have to drive it that way. It was presenting, putting out there exactly what it is that you wanted. And being okay with it. That's good. So you're making the decision. Yep, I'm so happy. You made the decision to move forward. And you're on the right path. It's going to work out better than you thought. Everything happens the way it should be. And now is an awesome time for it. Right now, good. I'm glad you did that. That's amazing. Everybody, right now, if you are looking to make a move, to invest in property, anything right now, if you have the capability to do it, and you're smart about it, because you have to be smart, and work around things you need to work around, now's the best time to invest. Yes, you did, and I put you straight, didn't I, Mama? Some of you guys have had such a plan for your life and you were on the right track, which Annie was. And this whole pandemic thing and feeling claustrophobic and locked up and like your life is on hold. Everybody starts questioning if what they're doing is right and what they truly want. Yep, I'm so glad. Yeah, we did put you straight. And then sometimes you just need a fact check, you know? So it's really good. So don't let this throw you too far off track. You guys have so much good energy. I actually, no, you know, and the funniest thing is Mossy, you're an extrovert and an introvert all at the same time, which is really interesting. You actually do both. You just pick and choose when you want to participate and then when you don't. But you really have come out of your shell. I guess over the past 6 months, you really have just jumped out. Hi, Pages, I see you. Good, Mel. All right, throwing out there. Do you think I should move back home? All right, Zoe, if that's you, hey, sucker, why? And immediately when you asked that question, I was asked the question, why? You made the decision. You need to give it enough of a chance and actually put a little bit more work into it. Home is always going to be there. Now's not the time. Give yourself the chance and the opportunity. Lose is somebody else who was actually going through that same choice she was going to make a few months back on whether she was going to stay here or go to Washington. You know? But make the changes that you need to make. But you already knew that answer too. You know, that's why they said, why? What is the damn good reason that you want to go? You know, and you can always get back there. Home is always there. Hi, Hannah. I know you guys love when I message you. And Ashley, I didn't read what you wrote, but when you're asking that question, and I'm getting that you're really frustrated right now, Ash, and your whole big problem is you just want your life to start, and you're starting to wonder if you didn't get pregnant yet, and if I wasn't supposed to stay that, oops, I'm sorry, but you know what? We've been talking about babies with you for months, that you really were nervous about putting the cart before the horse, and you want so much for things to happen the right way and the fairy tale way and the way that you planned, you are with the person that you're meant to be with. And I think if you're getting to the point, is it that what's going on, Ash, before I keep going? Because if you're gushing frustrated and you think for it to be time to keep moving, then you need to have a conversation and say, this is really what I want. And we've been together long enough. I love you and I respect you and I want it to be done in the time that you want as well. But what is it that's stopping us moving forward? Because I know you're frustrated because your sister had moved forward and her career's going, and I know what you want. And I know when you're headed, so sometimes you got to remember I told you you were kind of like the one that makes the plans and they kind of follow. Talk to him about it. Tell him what you want. See, sometimes you have to say, because he already knows you love him. He already knows you're going to say yes. Okay? But you have to let him know that you really want it and that you feel like it's time. I know you're just ready. So I was right. And I hadn't even read your message. So I wasn't even aware. But you have to talk to him. You could look at him and say, I don't want to be the one to ask you. That's not what I want. I know it's a long time. And it's inevitable. He's just got to get over his fear of commitment. And you know what his issues are in reference to all that. So you have to lead him, remember? So you do have a way of saying it. Okay, but you need to talk to him. Because Lee feels, Lee feels, yeah, but remember when you came off, are we putting this out there, Ashley? I think we are. Remember when you had to have your hormones rebalance again, and then you had some issues you were dealing with, and did you do what I told you to do in reference to that? But I think the way the things and everything that's happening, and with everything that started happening in February, that energy was the virus. Remember, a lot of the stuff I was talking about was the energy and things changing. That was pretty much huge. And you and your sister have done very well with this, by the way. Hi, Taylor. When you get a minute, my mom is listening with me and wants to know if you have any idea for what she should try work-wise. You can tell your mother at 6 years old she can choose to do what she wanted to do, what she's always wanted to do, and have fun with it. What is with your mother and flowers? Jen, I'm kind of getting that she loves like parties and events and has a thing for flowers. And if I delay, guys, it's... Yeah, we were talking about that. Yeah. She's been painting a lot of flowers lately. Oh, yeah, she does. Okay, so listen to me. Your mother, I'm getting, is extremely creative. Okay? And I'm going off. This energy is huge. Ashley, for so long you were focusing on your career and what you wanted to do. And then we started talking about that and the change you needed to make and why you needed to make the change because of the fact that you were going to be getting married. And then I also said that you needed to talk to him. Now, if it's not moving as quickly as you would like it to, and it's just because he goes a little bit slower when it comes to this because he knows everything's good. So if it ain't broken, why fix it? Okay? So you need to talk to him and really tell him what you do want. And that, you can really use the pandemic. Remember I said use the opportunity that this bitch of a virus has given everybody? So, and a lot of people are looking at their life and saying, shit, we don't know who's sick, who could get sick, we could die, the whole world's coming to end and everything else like that. Right, Ash? So you have to turn around and get to the point where you look at it and you're like, okay, we need to really reassess our life. Let's get our life started. I want to be a wife. I want to have a wedding. I want to have babies. We have what we're doing set out in front of us. we're good. Let's make the next step because it's time. You know, your dad's getting older. How's your dad been feeling anyway lately? Ash, what's up with your dad? Because I'm getting something with your dad again, by the way. But, you know, use the pandemic and what's going on to your benefit. You just have to know how to speak your boyfriend's language. And you already know it because basically he's already your other half. Okay, that's for you, Ash. I hope that helped and if that made sense to you. But I will go read the message when I'm done with this thing and address it if I haven't already. Well, it's because Kevin wanted everything, all his ducks in a row. Miriam, before I keep finishing with Jennifer and her mom, it's because your other half really is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, because there are a lot of issues and a lot of things that you have discussed and had issues arise because of fears that you were fighting on your own. Okay. So for such a strong man, he does fight things, and we've discussed the demons that he fights. There are certain parts of them that can be sensed as not a weakness, but fears. Okay? He's not weak. He's got fears about things, you know? And he desperately just wants to have a good life. He desperately wants to feel good. He desperately wants to feel happy on a regular basis. He doesn't like all the fighting and the struggles and the battle. He likes things to be no nonsense, get up, go to work, do what I got to do. And he has so many things he needs to fight, even with himself, in reference to the way he wants to feel is feeling like a man. Okay? Because he struggles with that too. You know how hard he is on himself. So you have to realize that, you know, and there's only so much you can push, you know. But you've done so much work. And you've come so far and you've noticed changes in him. And when things happen, you've been able to recover from them a lot quicker. And when you've asked him questions, you've believed him when he gave you the answers and didn't question it. You know, and you just moved into that beautiful new house and you're moving in the right direction. Why would that happen if it wasn't headed where you wanted to go in the first place? Stop putting so much importance on getting the deed done and put more importance on just being madly in love with him and building your life together, because then that's just the next natural step. And eventually, when you stop pushing so hard, one day he'll just look at you and say, let's get married. And when he does that, you need to just jump and go, because there's no reason to have a big old ceremony, and you know it. You can have a party afterwards. Physical this time, not mental. I don't know. I'm getting that he's feeling very tired. That be aware of his chest and his heart. I feel like he's getting very, very tired. And it's his circulation and that kind of thing. I don't know if he's burning the candles at both ends, but he's really tired right now that I'm getting. So make sure that he's getting enough rest and he's doing what he needs to take care of himself, Ashley. And it's not anything major. If I thought it was anything that was major where I said, tell your dad to go to the hospital now, I would tell you. It's just I feel him getting tired. I feel the stress on his body. And then I just think you need to... No, see, when I tell you guys shit like this, y'all get scared. If it was something like that, I would say, listen, you got to do this. Oh, thank you. You like that? You should see the painting in the room that I want to do this in. In fact, the room that I'm doing your past life regression in tomorrow, or your soul retrieval tomorrow came, because it has the best, and it's actually very shamanic in the other room, which is great. You guys give me agita. You make me roll my eyes at the back of my head. All you have to do is call your father, Courtney, and you can do it yourself, and say, check in on you, Dad. How are you feeling? Are you getting enough rest? I know you must be getting tired. Are you taking care of yourself? Drink more water, that kind of thing. So they let me know, he's getting a little bit tired and he's, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so I got the notification from the other side, Joey, and I turned around and I notified you. But it's not, don't have a freaking panic attack. But you can pick up the phone and call your dad too and tell him you love him. And then ask your mom to put the puppy on video so you could see the puppy, you know, make her feel really happy showing off her other baby now. It's huge. Believe it or not, your water gives your muscles and your body and your cells oxygen. It helps it breathe. Plus your body, the majority of it is water, so that's what keeps your liver and your kidneys and everything functioning. You guys really don't put enough effort into water. Water is huge. It is. You could go extremely long period of time without food. In fact, some of us who are chubby monkeys can go 40 days and not eat a damn thing. But you need to drink water, and preferably Soleil water, because the water itself gives you all the minerals, and there's a way you actually make Soleil water with Himalayan sea salt. And it gives your body all that. Just check on him, and then just say, hey to your mom, look at the puppy. Got it? Yeah, if it was anything, if I got anything serious, I would say, listen, you need to call your dad right now, or this is what's going on. I know I did that with Mags a while back in reference to her dad. Not that he ever listens to anything. Because Maggie, your dad really does, you know, he can be a pain in the ass. Great guy, but a pain in the ass. Has his issues, but you guys know that. So funny. Listen to you. And it's so funny I messaged your sister because it's your dad too. Hey, do you feel better? It feels like, Holly, you're feeling better than you did the other day. Yes, all right, let me explain to you guys what Soleil water is. I have done extended fasts. I have done 2 20-day fasts where I have gone 2 separate occasions, 22 days, didn't eat a damn thing, and all I drank was Soleil water. What Soleil water is you take a bottle, it's 3 parts of filtered water with 1 part of Himalayan sea salt. You either put it, it has to be in a plastic bottle, a wooden bottle. It can't be in anything that's metal, and metal cannot touch it. So what you do is you put the 1 part Himalayan sea salt, and make sure it's good Himalayan sea salt with none of the garbage in it. Then you put the rest with water, you shake the sucker up, you let it sit overnight. Now, the next day, after 24 hours, it's like naturally made Gatorade without the sugar and all the crap in it. And I'm going to address that in a second, Maggie. I'm going to go back and look at that. And what happens is you take a gallon of water and you put a tablespoon into your gallon of water. I'm an overdoer, so I'll take a teaspoon and put it into my bottle of core water. And you use a plastic spoon or a wooden spoon, nothing metal, because once metal hits this water, you have ruined it. It is no longer has those electrical charge in it, the electrolytes in it. But the Himalayan sea salt actually gives you all the vitamins and all the minerals you need that your body needs to function. So, and that prevents you from getting headaches, and then you're able to, there's actually, one day I'll do a live on the benefits of a fast and the different phases of a fast, who should be doing it, and for what reasons, and what it does for you, not only mentally, spiritually, but physically. If that makes no glass. No, you could do glass. You can do nothing metal. You know that, nothing metal. You cannot touch it with a metal spoon. You cannot put it into a metal bottle. Nothing with a metal top. Has to be plastic and glass. Yep. You filter your water, then you put the Himalayan sea salt in it. One day I'll show you how to do it. And I've done, because you have to remember I'm a trainer too. That's also my thing. I've been in the field for a very long time. And I've actually, believe it or not, you guys don't know, I've suffered a whole bunch of different things. And actually I had to do 2 extended fasts because I almost died. It didn't actually save my life. So different people do it for different reasons. Also, anybody with cancer, believe it or not, they will put people on a fast, an extended fast, because you have to cut sugar off to the flow of tumors and things like that, because cancer tumors actually eat sugar. It actually makes them grow. So you're able to reset your body, break carbohydrates. It's a whole thing. It's a whole process. Good night, Hannah. Good night, Ash. Love you. Italian sausage. Hey, did you see the pizza I made yesterday? I made homemade pizza yesterday, and I took the Italian sausage and browned it with the onions and put it on top. You know, Sundays are meant for Italians and cooking. Okay, so let me go back. Usually I put a tablespoon per gallon, because that's all you need is a tablespoon a day. But I do excess because I'm a dummy. Just because I do everything in excess. I overdo. I'm an extremist. But one day I'll go and show you guys how to do it. Mags, your dad has issues. And we had started talking about it last year, remember? And he's going to be okay, but he's going to have to be willing to make the changes that these doctors are going to tell him to make. He's going to have to be willing to, but it really is going to be his choice. And your mom needs to just calm a little bit about it. Because your dad he doesn't like to show fear. And he holds a lot of stuff in. And he needs to stop. So he really has to face this thing. So let's take this thing one day at a time. Depending on the ultimate outcome, I will help you with what I need to, but he has to make a decision to change, and he has to want to. And then your mom has to realize, and you guys have to realize, no matter what you do, he's going to do what he wants to do. And the more you guys pressure him, the more stubborn he gets. He's got to be able to process everything. If that makes sense to you. Does that make sense to you? I hope. But we kind of been preparing for this with your dad and Holly. I don't know, you weren't on my lives when we started talking about your dad, and a couple times we've been kind of preparing for what's going on with him health-wise for a while. And it's a process, and evidently he didn't listen to you then. So, you know, if you don't listen, things start piling up. If that makes any sense to you. And I will give you guys another thing at night when you do get hungry, if you're trying not to eat late, if you're starving to death, especially people who are competitors, if you're not before being on stage, if you're before 12 weeks out, if you take a tablespoon of natural peanut butter and you eat that right off the spoon. Yeah, I know. But he's got to make the changes, Maggie, because it's going to start. Things are happening and are going through metamorphosis kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So your dad, he's just such a stubborn bear, and that's what he is. And the funniest thing is, I could tell you to do all the things within the world with him, but until he faces it and decides he wants to do it, it's not going to matter. And guilting him doesn't even work. So you guys really have to set before you what it is that he loves more than anything, and then use those as weapons, wield them to motivate him better. And there's different peanut butter. Yeah, you can eat peanut butter. 1 tablespoon actually balances the sugar level in your body so that you're not going to wake up and keep waking up to eat more and more. You have to be careful how much you eat, though, and how much sugar is in it. So check your sugars. Because peanut butter can make you bloat. Hannah, do you really want me to say it? He won't take offense. I think he'll understand, because they said it directly. So I mean this with great love. People like him, I love to death, because when I work with them, I'm able to turn around and they're able to see the truth by just things that I say and things that happen within them. But the other side, Spirit said that the first thing he needs to do is get over himself, because he knows better, and he's had certain things that have occurred to him that he's kind of just pushed aside. So tell him he needs to look back about 4 to 6 years at some different things that happened with him. But the first thing he needs to do is get over himself. And then he'll find his way. And the biggest thing is I'm going to tell you this, Hannah Marie. First of all, if he believes you're his soulmate, then he believes in this. He already knows better. That's number one. And he has faith in it, okay? Second thing is this, is if he loves you and you belong to each other, the fact that he supports you in this, that's all you're ever going to need, whether he chooses to fully believe in it or not. That all comes in time, and there's certain things in life where this is going to come into play. And you might be like me, where he's worried about something and you look at him and say, don't worry about it, we're good, we got our angels. It's going to work out. Just have faith. Let's just do this, this, and this. So there's certain things where you need to lead when he won't be able to. Kinsey's doing great. Kinsey's doing amazing. I'm so proud of Kinsey. I like her guy too. Look at you guys talking. And let me tell you something. Make it homemade. Blueberries are amazing. You guys can make your own ice cream. It's not hard, by the way. Hey, Kinsey, I know we never did that session because everything that happened, but aren't you glad you didn't listen? Aren't you glad you didn't listen to yourself and you listened to me, that you listened to me? Because boy, would that change have come at the wrong time. I told you to hold out, remember? With work. It may be stressful, but that's okay. Work your way through it. All right. I'm reading, guys. I'm reading. All right, wait. I have to go back. Tambourine. I start yapping. It's weird. I feel like my husband is my destiny, but not my soulmate. Okay, let's reword that, Tambourine. You feel like your husband was the person that you were meant to be with in this lifetime. And that you were put more in his life for him than he was put in here for you. So it's almost like he was your charge. If that makes sense to you, if we go back in the day. Tambourine, and like you're taking care more of him than he's taking care of you. And you're working your way best through the whole damn thing, and you want to bring that passion into your life, and you just sit there and you get frustrated and wonder if that would ever happen in the way you want to, because although you do love him and he does love you, there are things that don't connect and that frustrate you because you so desperately want them to connect. And you can work on that. You can work on things to improve that, but you have to start feeling better about yourself and things in your life to do this. And then have him not struggle so much, because it's very hard to keep certain parts of yourself in the dark. You should be able to put everything in the light, and he should be good with it, if that makes sense to you. Not that I like putting that out there publicly, because it's such a hard thing if I was really to go into a Tambourine. And you have a decision to make and a choice. So you have to feel what's the right thing for you to do and what's going to make you happy. Because I will remind you of this. You could still very much have someone in your life that you love, that you were meant to be in their life. But that doesn't mean that's the person you have to stay with, but they could still be in your life, if that makes sense to you. But you have to be strong enough and be able to communicate in a way that will keep everybody happy and okay, if that makes sense to you. Because it's really frustrating for you every day. And I can see that and I can feel that. First of all, Lucy, you ain't staying single forever. But you ain't ready for anybody real yet in your life. Brooke Davis, it's okay for you. I feel great about you being single after 3.5 years. It was a long time coming and it was the right thing for you to do. Now you have to process and be good with yourself and be free for a little bit. So that it brings in the energy. So you're going to be single for a little bit. No serious commitments for a while. And then it's going to happen the way you want it to happen. And the key is the saying that the way you want it to happen. So, Mel, you and I have to talk, Chica. Okay, so if you're hearing that from the other side and you're doing your work, mama, by working with them, you better go out and do the work that's necessary or you're going to miss the boat, because you're getting a lot of guidance, but you're not doing the shit that you need to do. And I'm allowed to throw that out there because I've worked with you and you and me, so I can say exactly the way I need to. It's going to work out. You're welcome, honey. And it's a choice. And it's a choice. You could choose to stay where you're at and you'll be okay, or you can choose to change the course of your life, and I will help you with that as well. But you have to choose and believe in your worth and follow your path and your truth and start doing the things we had discussed in our session. And then once you start getting good and feeling strong and powerful, then the path is going to be easier for you. Good, that's glad. And it shocks the fuck out of them, doesn't it? Shocks the fuck out of them too when you open up your mouth. And you're like, no, people don't balance easy to that. What did you say, Mossy? Mossy, you and I discussed that. I told you to play more. And the thing is Mossy, Annie, you're coming into your own and feeling really good about yourself, and you've been feeling yourself lately and putting yourself out there. You've been opening up your sensuality. You just got to bring him in. And you got to realize the things that he's dealt with physically. So you got to help build him up, and you got to figure it out. Because he's worth it. He loves you. So, but remember, on Sundays, we're going to start doing Sensual Sundays again and start really addressing this. Since I'm a little bit more, grounded somewhere. I'm not traveling every Sunday going back and forth from LA to Tahoe. Good, I'm glad. See, it's working. It's working. Give it a chance. And you're going to build a new house, and it's going to be an exciting thing. And even if babies do occur, doesn't mean that sex stopped. Just get creative about it. Get creative about what you do, how you do it, what you ask for, not being afraid, where you go and do it. You know what I'm saying? And you'll have a lot of fun with that. And it's hard. Yes, a lot of people do share. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people because I'm extremely territorial. I don't share. And as far as I'm concerned, if somebody wanted to go someplace else besides being with me, I would really question my ability and have to step up my game. Because if you're with me, then there's no reason in the world why you should ever need or want to be with anybody else. But everybody's different in their wants and their needs, and have different beliefs and what they believe in. You were supposed to be spicing it up the whole time, Maggie. I told you that. And I told you to back off trying to have a baby because it puts too much stress on it and gets frustrating. And then once you guys have to realize, once you guys take the pressure off and you just spice it off and you're well each other, the baby comes when the baby's meant to come, and it's made out of love and passion versus meeting out of a clock and it's time for you to come home and sex now. Let me lay on my back and put my feet in the air. Hell to the no. All right, wait. Too funny. You two are too funny. Yellow Wolf. Too funny. And it's so funny, you're trying really hard to take the pressure out of it. And I know what you were talking about when we talked in reference to him. You're going to be okay, Mama. It's because you want a baby, honey. Start writing again. Put it on paper. Did you publish your book yet? No. Get it out on paper so the frustration leaves your body. You're a writer. Put it to your best interest. Why don't you write something in reference to that? I know, it's that old thing. Remember that old thing where people think if you're going to get pregnant and they were trying, you had to have it at a very certain time of the month, at a very certain day, in a very specific position, and then lay on your back and put your legs in the air for 20 minutes. Not. Good night. I will see you later. But you're not feeling the book. You have to finish what you started. You finished the children book, didn't you? Mags, don't you dare. Now you're starting to sound like my son. Don't you dare. You were meant to do something. You need to finish and put it out there. Maybe the biggest problem is you get lackadaisical and you get bored with something and you don't finish what you started. 25th, Tamarine, hang in there. What's the 25th? What's the 25th? What did I miss? I missed something. What did I miss? I don't want to miss anything because then I feel bad. But you guys have such amazing energy on Monday nights. You have me going anywhere. What's the 25th? She already wrote it, Holly. She wrote the kids' book. She needs to publish it. She needs to get it edited and publish it. She already finished it. She gets in her own way and she blocks herself. And then, Maggie, I love you, but I know you well enough and you put yourself out there anyway. She starts to pout and she starts to stomp her foot. Hence why she's only been here 6 lifetimes and why she takes so long in between lifetimes to jump back in. But we're doing better this one. Oh, I gotcha. Autocorrect. I was like, what did I want? Because she is brilliant. All right, now send it to your sister. And you were supposed to, you have temper tantrums all the time and you don't ever think anything's good enough. What you started with was the easiest way for you to start, okay? But the thing is you have to remember, Maggie, your life is changing so much. So you are, your moods change like the wind sometimes, and then you get unsteady on things and you question things. So the problem is you'll start something and then because something changed or you're feeling, and I'm going to use the word insecure or upset about somebody, you just throw your hands on the air and say, oh, hell with it. Fuck it. I don't give a shit. And then you just toss it to the side. You have to start finishing what you start. You have to stay on point. Hence, can I remind you? That's why, you know what? That's why I have to remind you your husband's nature and how he needs things to be able to count on things, that he knows everything's going to be okay even when he's away and he can't be there. You have to be that powerful space. It's your job because you're the only one that can truly keep him balanced. Didn't we talk about that, woman? And I'm not yelling at you because I love you to death, but I know how frustrated you get and I know how connected you are with him. So when his energy changes, your energy changes, but you got to step back and look at it and see it for what it really is. Finish the book you started and put it out there. There's a whole lot of people that have been on these lives that are waiting to see this book. And then we'll move on to something different. But let's finish this and then we'll move on. But just finish this one thing. It's so easy. And you're going to motivate your sister too, because your sister's bored as heck anyway right now. She's crawling out her skin right now. Your sister's crawling out her skin. She needs something to keep herself busy. And she's got some babies that she can read that book to as well. And what else do you think can come off that book, by the way? You need to send it to me because there's some other things that can spin off that book. Finish it. Finish what you start. Yep. Good girl. And it doesn't matter if you only sell 50 copies of it, which you will sell more than that, because that means you did something. What age for the book? Wasn't the age group for the book like 4 to 6 that you were writing? But you don't only have to stay with one age group. You can jump around. You can jump. As long as you finish one book, you put that out and then go to something else. Don't put yourself in the box. Your biggest thing is you think you have to do something a certain way and you don't. You guys create the path you want to do something in. Because let me tell you something. I have to actually go into storage and get a book that I had started for my daughter and a series I was going to write from when she was younger, and I have to finish that. And then I do metaphysical, paranormal, romance novels that are a little bit racy. So, and I do that as well. So you're big, bright, and beautiful. You're fifth dimensional. Don't put yourself in a box. Oh no, 4 to 6 years old, you can't write younger because you have a brain. And not that the babies don't have a brain, but you're trying to create vision and have them the ability to dream about things. No, 4 to 6 for the age group for kids. You're not a C-spot run kind of person. Share what? You guys never saw any of the writing that I posted up on Instagram? Little shorts that I posted? Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, if that, you should have just asked the question before, Chica. I know y'all like Gracie. I didn't put any of the racy stories. All right, I'm gonna have to repost some of the stuff. I'm gonna have to repost some of the stuff. I am. Okay. All right. I don't think I missed anything. Keep going, guys. You guys have pretty good energy tonight. You do. Where are we at? I'm trying to look. Okay. And when we get kicked off, I will come back on really quick. Delta Work wrote an erotic short story and read it on live, and I was hot and bothered. Yeah, I've actually had, it was funny, I'll actually put, one of the ones I put up, and I had a friend of mine who I just knew through the fitness industry who was a New York cop. And all of a sudden, I was getting emails from a whole bunch of people. So I had woken quite a few people up. I have to see if I can find that one and repost that one for you guys. Karina. You were already a million miles away when we had worked together, remember? And you made a decision. And I know that you had backtracked and you're trying to make things work. And what is this thing about another baby, Karina? And I have to ask you a question. Because all of a sudden I'm getting another baby energy with you. Like there's a question about having another baby or something about a girl. Goldie, hey mama. But you really have to, before anything were to happen or anything was to come into play, just start designing, Lucy. We have our session this week, Luce, so don't worry about it. We're going to put your whole path as far as your future and what you're supposed to be doing. I'm actually going to give you a guideline. I'm working on you. I've been coming up with a guideline from you because I've already started working on your session. So just like I said, be ready because there's a certain amount of things. You try not to do too many. You have to set your path on one thing. Start designing the swimsuits first, please, and get your ass going because it is coming to be swimsuit season. Hey, Tony. Karina, answer. So then you should. Why don't you do it? That would make a great like coffee table book, or that would make a great thing for you. But see, you don't like, if you actually got online and started storytelling and talking about it and having somebody else come on and interviewing and talking to them about it is actually a really cool thing. Because you need to be out there. I keep telling you you need to be out there, but you keep arguing with me, Yellow Wolf. You do it all the time. You have so much more. And you just kind of govern what you give. Not in a bad way, and it's because you can. You're amazing, and you're brilliant, and you're beautiful, and all of those things, and there's just so much to you. Love you too. You don't argue. Do you guys take that word? You tell me no. How many times have you tell me no, I don't get that, or no, that's not true, or, and then when you and I go back in circles? I know you're just sleepy these days, and I keep on trying to wake you up. Did you really just ask me, wow, I don't know, how did you sense that? What do I do for a living, Karina? I talk to the other side. I see dead people. I'm a medium. I get messages. I can feel people's energy and know what's going on. It's not by chance. So if that's coming up, now it's like you have to sense it, and that's the problem. You have to make the decision in at what cost. Once you make the decision for what's going on, yeah, and that's been evident in your brain, Karina. And that's kind of made you come back around for you to start focusing, because you have to start making the decisions you want to make, because you're still young. I mean, compared to me, you're still a baby. And you deserve to be happy, and really more, you deserve to be free. You got 28 seconds left on this, guys, but I will jump back on and I'll spend a little bit more time with you. 19, 18 seconds, 17. So if you want to come back on, I will come back on for a little bit and we'll see what we end up with. Okay? But for the people who aren't, I hope I helped you today and you have an amazing evening, because it's going to kick me off. Or the Pac-Man goes, funny, funny, funny.